Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Chris again, coming at you from my channel I Am Toys. This is the second review that I'm popping up within the last couple days. This is the Hot Toys Princess Leia from Empire Strikes Back, specifically the outfit she was wearing on Hoth. Go ahead and hit that 4K option on your browser now, so you get this in all its high resolution awesomeness. So anyway, this figure just came out, not exactly just came out, probably a couple weeks ago, something like that. I've had it since it came out. Just haven't had the time to get to it for reasons some people already know, but getting to it now. Love the figure. Accessories are cool. It's, you know, between this and the Grand Moff Tarkin, which I'm going to do a review of him next, literally right after I do this video, it's almost like catharsis for me. It's very therapeutic, especially after watching what I thought was a complete disaster of a Star Wars movie in The Last Jedi. You know, this is the Leia I know, so this is definitely therapy for me. Last Jedi, man, I don't know, I could go on for hours. It's just, I don't know even what to make of that movie. I'm hoping I rewatch it again, and maybe I'll look at it differently. But I don't know. It was just a complete underutilization of a lot of characters, and Leia was just there as a prop piece. It seemed it was just, I don't know. It was embarrassing. But anyway, this figure's badass. From a badass part of the series, Empire Strikes Back is probably, for lots of people, their favorite. And I like that they chose to do this incarnation of her with the jumpsuit and the giving her the blaster and so on. The tailoring is really good. So let's just zoom in and get to the figure, and I'll stop running my mouth. All right, so here's the first half of the torso. The tailoring is really good on the jacket, as usual. You know, the outfit wasn't as clean as it appears here on the figure itself. Hot Toys, you know, like other companies, are not the only one. They kind of tend to not weather figures to the degree that they initially present in the films, but it's all good, man. If you know, there's lots of people out there who are good at customizing and whatnot, and you know, I've got some skill with paint and weathering, which I've had to do on numerous figures from Sideshow, especially. But I have no problem weathering this if I really wanted to. But for me, I don't really see the need. The head sculpt, man, a lot of people, I won't say a lot of people, there's always going to be two sides. Some people don't like it, some people do. I think this sculpt is a fucking 9.5 to a 10, man. This is another one that is close to a 10 for me. Almost, maybe even a 10. I gave the Holland a 10, and that was amazing. And this, for her representation, or that incarnation of her in Empire Strikes Back on Hoth, when she was wearing this outfit, and the hair, and even though it's sculpted, even though the hair is sculpted, it really looks good. So again, for me, it's a 9.5, really close to a 10 again for me. It's really, really good. Awesome likeness. You know, it's a true representation of Carrie Fisher from that moment in Empire Strikes Back. So I think we've let this rotate around enough, I guess, for the top half of the portion, or top portion of the body. Let's get to the lower, let you take a look at the boots and the detail on that. All right, here's the lower portion of the body. The boots are really good detail. They are not sculpted. That is actually a pleather material that was handcrafted, and they did a good job, very good job on that. It's the form fit on that is really good. I'm probably weary on bending that knee all the way up, though, because I feel like it depends how far down this is tucked in. I'm going to take a look at the instruction booklet before I actually do an articulation demo on her, because I don't want to do something stupid and then regret it. So that's the lower half of the body. Let's get to the articulation and move on. All right, so we're going to get to the articulation. Like I said, I was going to look inside the instruction booklet, and believe it or not, there's no mention of articulation for her. So that kind of worries me. So I'm going to be a little bit careful with this as I'm doing it, because it literally does not say what you can do with her, pretty much, which is odd. I know in the past there has been some issues, but with them leaving things out every once in a while, Maybe Hot Toys felt that this is one of those characters, and I've said this before. There are certain characters you're not going to be pulling off Spider-Man poses with, right? You're not going to be doing splits and all kinds of dumb shit with it. So maybe that's why they didn't put it in. So I'm not going to get too stupid with this, because especially since there isn't anything. But again, I just got to be careful. The instructions, the only thing that is actually detachable on here is the vest. Everything else is non-detachable, so don't get silly and think that you can take everything off unless you're a pro and you know what you're doing. So to the average collector, don't do it. All right, so let's see what we can get away with this. All right, so arms move very freely. They're not stiff at all. What I found interesting when I did the Spider-Man review, the Spider-Man were actually ratchet joints, which was interesting. Wonder why they actually chose that, but you know, whatever. So the arms you get to about here, you could probably go up a little higher. I'm not gonna get stupid, like I said. Arms here, there, no problem. All the way up there, no problem. And it's obviously going to be the same for the other arm, so we're not going to do the repeat demonstration on that. Leg goes to about right there with some resistance. I'm assuming it's going to be the same for the other. I'm going to go there. I'm going to bend the knee. And I'm not seeing too much tug right here on the cloth, so going 90 shouldn't be, you start to see a little bit of pull right, you see it's starting to come out a little bit right there. So yeah, I'm not going to go past that. So there you go. Don't do that. So I was worried about that, whether or not this is going to come out. I mean, if it does, you can always tuck it back in. It's not a big deal. I don't like making more work for myself, so fuck that. Anyway, legs separate right there is when you start to get resistance, so don't go any far back there. Or than that, don't go any far back than that. Head goes all the way around, obviously. Your head, you can go back that far. Jacket might be restricting that a little bit, but probably not much. So right there, and it can go down to about right there. Oh, there's actually a little plastic cover on the back here. Probably should, I might actually leave that on since it's pretty unnoticeable. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's right there. Maybe to protect the neck from any kind of staining. So I'm just going to leave it on. What else was I going to do? Oh yeah, we'll do some abduction and adduction. So about right there. And let's see what we can do on the back. About right there. So, it's not bad. It's good. For what you're going to do with her, it accomplishes what you need. So let's get to the accessories next. All right, so accessory-wise, pretty much have them all laying out. It's nothing too crazy or fancy. She comes with what you would probably expect. You're obviously going to have some open and closed grip hands. They also give you some ungloved hands as well. These are them. So this is what you get. As I drop one, but you get the idea. Paint application's good, you know. It's not hard to replicate a young woman's hands, especially you don't have to focus on wrinkles and all that other bullshit. So that's what you get. The blaster pistol, which you saw already. I think it's focusing more on my thumb than it is anything else. So yeah, this is the blaster pistol. Good detail on it. I really like, it's probably one of the better detailed Star Wars guns that I've seen. Other than some of the ones from Rogue One as well. Those are really good as well. So, like that. You get the safety goggles, obviously. I'll probably do a couple shots of her wearing those at the end of this. Have her rotate around too. Get the breathe. The respirator mask. Or breathe mask, as Saijo calls it. I'm in the health profession, so I'll just call it kind of a respirator in a way. Like the detail on this. Probably won't use it too much unless maybe she's holding it or something like that, because you don't want to. I don't want to cover up that face, man. It's an awesome sculpt, and you also have this as well. This is the welding torch. Excellent detail on this as well. Probably won't use this too often either, because I like using the blaster. I think is more defining for her anyway. But this is also a moment in the movie that too was actually pretty friggin' cool too. To come to think of it, now that I'm rehashing it in my brain. So maybe, I don't know, for my own sake, maybe I'll pose it for a few minutes just so I could see it. But anyway, that's it as far as the accessories. So let's get to some poses, as it took an hour for my thumb to get in focus, right? All right, here's the welding torch and the goggles on her. I don't have the goggles all the way behind her head, as you can see. If you want to go through the trouble of doing it, get some tweezers, adjust the straps on the side, and you could probably get it around her head a little bit better. There's not a lot of room left on the straps, though, as far as trying to extend it so it fits around the head. I didn't feel like going through it, which is why I have it set up like this. I was going to show you with on the eyes too, but it's really not that much of a difference either. But let me, you know what, let it go around so you can see the face with it on. And again, I'm probably not going to be using the goggles because I don't want to cover up the face too much. It's not really that part of the scene that I want to, or that part of the film that I really want to exemplify. So it is what it is. But I'm going to put it over her eyes too, just so you guys can see that as well. And again, I'm not going to be extending the strap so it fits the head snugly, because it's just going to be a pain in the ass to get tweezers and try and do that right now. So I'm just going to leave it as it is for right now and let you take a look at it. So as it swings around, then after that I'll cut away and then put the breathe mask, the rebreather mask on her. And you guys can get a shot of that too. Make your judgments whether or not you want to pick this chick up or not. And that's her with the goggles, right? Woohoo. Alright, so let's cut away, do a shot with the rebreather. Alright, here's a nice shot of her with the rebreather mask on. Just be careful when you're putting this on, because it is a snug fit. And you've got these little metal pieces right here. So just be careful that you're not rubbing it against your cheeks while you're trying to put it on, because you will scratch the paint, obviously. But that's actually a pretty cool look with the rebreather mask on. But again, you know, for me, it'll be good for just a couple photo shots, and that's really about it, honestly. I wouldn't want to hide that face, you know, at all. So. Other words, I guess that's really about it, man. There's no other looks really I wanted to show you. I already gave you the blaster look, but I'll give you one last shot with her, kind of another museum pose, and we'll close out and look out for the Tarkin review next. All right, folks, so here's the last museum pose for you, and we're going to close out. Overall, for me, the set is the same as I would rate the head sculpt. It's a 9.5, very close to a 10. The outfit obviously is not as bright and vibrant as the film, but it's okay. You know, we can't get perfection. I know some people want that for the money that we spend, but sometimes it just doesn't work that way. But I'm happy with it, and if this video helps you make a decision on whether or not to pick it up, then my mission has been accomplished. And if not, then hey, check out some other reviews or whatnot, but you're not going to hear anything than a glowing review from me about this figure. I think that head sculpt is fantastic. So that is Carrie Fisher to me, especially from Empire Strikes Back, in that particular outfit that she's wearing. So that's it, guys. I'm going to be doing Tarkin next, so look out for that video. If I can get them both uploaded tonight, you know, that'll be a miracle. But I should be able to do it. We'll see what happens. So once again, you know, check me out on Instagram as well. I have my photos up there as well. And that's really about it, guys. Like, follow, subscribe. I really don't give a shit. It's all good. It's all gravy, baby, as they say. Deuces.